Dear parents, it's Carla Chedid, clinical psychologist from Open Mind Center. Today our topic is about children having ADHD. I'm gonna give you some do's and don'ts to apply with your children. First of all, you need to create a structure, which means a stable routine for the whole week. Inside this routine, you will put everything related to his daily activities. In this way, he will be able to anticipate what is coming and he will be less frustrated. The second tips you need to do is to break tasks into manageable pieces, which means if he has long assignments or he has a long problem to solve in math, break it into small steps so it becomes easier for him. The third thing is the importance of limiting distractions, which means he needs to be studying in a room by himself without any television, video games going around him, as well as you need to keep everything that's related to distraction away from his vision. Don't put his iPad next to him or his video games because he will be distracted and thinking when the time will come so I can play with my favorite games. Another tips, it's doing exercise. It's very important for your child to do every day 10 to 20 minutes any kinds of physical exercise. In this way, he will be spending energy and regulating all his motor skills. Another tips concerns sleeping. Please, it's very important for your child to sleep at the same time every night and to wake up at the same time every morning. And this ritual will help him go into a specific biological routine that will help him to organize more himself. Another tips, it could be related to out loud thinking. Whenever he is reasoning and he's having math problem or he has any social problem, it's very beneficial for your child to express his thoughts at a loud voice so he can hear himself, and then this strategy will help him reduce impulsive behavior. Another very important tip is related to you now, not to your child. It's very and crucial to believe in your child. I know it's hard when you see your child struggling with ADHD and moving around, not being able to focus, but above of this, he has very good skills, and when we show that we have confidence in his skills, then he will be more positive about his competencies and he will show it to us more. Add to that, you can do with your child some relaxation techniques, which means you choose a time in his schedule where both of you will be practicing breathing and relaxing on a soft music and trying to be aware of your body during this relaxation period. This will help him to reduce his impulsivity. Now we will be talking about some don'ts that we should not do with our children if they are having ADHD. The first one, we call it don't sweat the small stuff, which means if you already gave him 3 tasks to do and he accomplished 2 already and he is not being able to concentrate to do the third one immediately, we should be flexible, let him do it later on and encourage him and reinforce that he already did 2 tasks. The second thing is not being overwhelmed or lashed out, which means we need always to remember that ADHD is not visible from the outside, but it's a neurological disorder, and that the child cannot remove it out of him in just like 1 second. So that's why whenever we see our child going through his symptoms, we don't need to be frustrated. We need to take a deep breath and wait for him to calm down. Another tips is regarding the way that we're going to talk with our child. We don't use negative sentences. It means we need to use positive sentences, such as sit, calm down, focus. We cannot use the negative sentences. Don't move on the chair. because whenever we say in negative sentences, the brain would do whatever we are saying. Another tips is teach your child not to be embarrassed by his ADHD, and that's normal thing, and he can overcome it when he's doing the special treatment, counseling, and as well you need to teach him that this ADHD should not take control over his behavior, but he will be controlling his ADHD. Avoid bullying. So if you feel any child is bullying your son or your daughter because he or she is having ADHD, you have to give them like awareness session and explain for them what's going on with your child. At the end, please do not hesitate to seek professional help, either for you or for your child, in order to help him live his life in his best.